Welcome back to more political chatter. In this video, we will be talking about an election matchup between President Joe Biden, running for re-election in 2024, against the former governor of Arkansas who left office this year, Asa Hutchinson. So Asa Hutchinson did announce that he will be a candidate for president of the United States for the Republican nomination. Just a few days ago on ABC's This Week. He has not made a formal launch like a rally or a speech or anything, but he said he will do that later this month in Arkansas. But he has confirmed that he will be a candidate. There was lots of speculation that he would. Most people thought that he would. He was really hinting towards it. And, in the days since he has said that he will be running, he has taken some jabs at Trump. After Trump called for defunding the FBI, Asa Hutchinson said, no, this is actually absurd, and we can't do that, essentially. So he has been taking some aim at Donald Trump, which more serious rivals like Ron DeSantis and Mike Pence are not doing. They're actually defending Trump. Asa Hutchinson has been mostly quiet when it comes to the whole indictment issue. Of course, I don't see Asa Hutchinson coming out as the Republican nominee. This is just a hypothetical scenario. But if he were to win, this would be my prediction, this following things. So, let's get into this video. So, as we always do, let's start off with safe states for Joe Biden. These states will be decided by more than 15%. California, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Illinois would be, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey would. There's a few like New Jersey, Connecticut, Maine's first that are always on the verge of being likely. But in this case, I think that really all of them would be safe. Not New Hampshire. Whoops. That's of course it for Joe Biden. Safe states for Asa Hutchinson, Utah, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. He would do pretty well in rural regions. Make likely states for Trump in 2020 like Kansas and Nebraska's first go back into that safe column. Oklahoma, Louisiana, his home state of Arkansas. He will definitely carry the South. He will have a Southern appeal, just to get that out of the way. I mean, he does have these Southern conservative values, more traditional values that the South, Southern voters would really enjoy. South Carolina won't be quite safe, but this here we stand right now. After safe states, Joe Biden has we have one more safe state actually, and this state has been trending left for some time now, and I think that it is time to put in the safe column. The senator won here by a safe margin last year. The governor won by a safe margin last year. Both Democrats. That is the state of Colorado. So that puts Biden at 191 electoral votes just after safe states. That puts Asa Hutchinson at 113. Let's get into likely states. These will be states that will be decided by 5 to 15% margins. First up for Joe Biden, New Mexico, I definitely think will be a likely state. I mean, it was lean in 2016, but Trump won't have that, insane appeal that no one thought he had, but he did end up having. Virginia, that's definitely going to be a likely one. I don't see Asa Hutchinson having anything special in a state like Virginia. Of course, he'll struggle with name recognition, and I just don't know how special of a candidate Asa Hutchinson is. I mean, Trump in 2016 was just such a unique and special candidate, and that allowed him to win. A traditional, very conservative Republican, I really don't know how well Asa Hutchinson will do, especially in states that Biden was able to win in 2020, like Virginia, New Mexico, these Democratic states. I don't really know how much, even with Biden's unpopularity, I don't know how much Asa Hutchinson can shift these states to the left. Okay, so we're still in likely states for Joe Biden. Minnesota, again, these Democratic states, I don't see Asa Hutchinson doing very well. And then we get to the blue wall. I mean, what appeal will Asa Hutchinson have in the blue wall that Trump didn't in 2016 or 2020? I mean, Trump was able to get these white working class men out to vote unlike any Republican has been able to do since who knows how long. These white working class men that Obama won definitely in 2008, most of them stayed home in 2012. Trump was able to turn them out again. Asa Hutchinson doesn't have that. I mean, Trump said we will build a wall, keep illegal immigrants out, and we will go back to the country of you guys, of white working class men. And Asa Hutchinson will simply not have that appeal, if that makes sense. So a state like Michigan, with its Democratic roots, I think that Biden will win here by a likely margin. I just don't see Asa Hutchinson doing well here at all. Maine at large will be likely, of course, and I will keep no. He'll do all right in New Hampshire. Now I'll get to all these states. Likely states for Asa Hutchinson. Definitely Texas. Of course, this is a southern state. He will definitely have much appeal here. Democrats won't be that encouraged to go out and vote. Texas will be likely for Asa Hutchinson, big 40 electoral votes. He'll do very well in Alaska, will shift to the right a few points, won't quite be safe though. He'll do well in rural areas, I feel. South Carolina, definitely likely, if not safe. And then we come to states like Iowa and Ohio and Maine's 2nd district, states and a district that Trump was able to win by good margins both years. But I'm not really sure how other, more normal Republicans would do here in these states and district. It's a question of how partisan has Trump made these states and districts, if at all. I think that he will do well in Iowa. I think that that's a likely state for him. At the end of the day, I think that Asa Hutchinson will win Ohio by 5%. I don't feel that it will get under 5% with, Mike DeWine, the governor, winning by such a wide margin in 2022. But Maine 2nd, we will get to Maine 2nd. I do not believe that that will be a likely margin for Asa Hutchinson. So that wraps up likely states. That puts Joe Biden still in the lead at 236 electoral votes. Asa Hutchinson at 188. 270 are needed to win. Biden is just 34 electoral votes away from clinching that win. Asa Hutchinson is 82 votes away from getting to that 270. So Joe Biden obviously has a much easier path. So now we have lean states. So these states will be decided by 1 to 5%. So we're getting to pretty close states. And as always, we will start with Joe Biden. Okay, so definitely Nebraska 2nd. That's pretty unimportant, but if not, that will be a likely state. New Hampshire definitely will go to Biden. About 5%, a little less though, but I think that Asa Hutchinson will do moderately well in New Hampshire, saying that it is a very white state. I think that he will do well among white voters, not necessarily, white working class men though, that Trump was able to, famously take back in 2016. But anyway, 1 second, I'm just looking at some. Okay, so. Yeah, New Hampshire, I think, goes to Biden by a lean margin. Nevada, he's going to struggle with name recognition, Asa Hutchinson. That will definitely, he would kind of do well in Nevada, though. Because, I don't know. Because, he's similar to Joe Lombardi. He's more traditional conservative. But still, really no one knows who this guy is, and he would struggle a lot with that. So, I will keep Nevada as a likely state at this point. Let's move on. And then, we get to that blue wall again. And I'm just really unsure. Well, I'm not really unsure, but I'm not very confident in Asa Hutchinson's ability to win the voters that Trump won in 2016. So, I think that I will have definitely Pennsylvania going to Joe Biden by a lean margin. But I think that Wisconsin will be tilt. Well, I will get to Wisconsin. I guess I don't want to give it away. But I don't think that Wisconsin will be a lean state for Joe Biden. I mean, even with his, even with his low name recognition, all that, I think that Wisconsin will be very, very close in this election. Anyway, okay. So, lean states for Biden. We're still on that. Okay, that's it actually. So now we have lean, and Joe Biden still hasn't won, mind you. So now we have lean states for Asa Hutchinson. These states will be decided by one. Well, I already said that. Arizona definitely. So Arizona is a traditional conservative state. They're definitely middle right. I mean, saying the Republicans that do win in Arizona, they win by fine margins, and all the Republicans who win there are like normal people. So I think that Asa Hutchinson, being a traditional Republican himself, will win the state of Arizona. Trump moved Florida so far to the right, along with DeSantis and Rubio and Scott and all of them, that I think Asa Hutchinson will win the state of Florida by a lean margin. I think that this one will be close, maybe a 3-point margin. I don't see it going too far to the left or to the right from Trump's 2020 margin. And then what's really going to help Hutchinson is being from the South. I mean, North Carolina is probably going to go to him by a lean margin. I mean, he would do probably better here than Trump did in 2020. He has the same values. He has an appeal in North Carolina. The North Carolina conservatives who, vote in presidential elections will be very enthusiastic to vote for Asa Hutchinson. So, yeah, I feel that he will definitely win that race. Anyway, let's move on. Maine second is rural. We have to remember that he probably will win by a lean margin there. So now we have tilt states. And amazingly, there are just 2 tilt states, Wisconsin and Georgia. And somehow, Asa Hutchinson still has a shot at winning. He just has to win both of these, which he very well can. And I do believe that Asa Hutchinson will win the state of Georgia by less than a percentage point. These are tilt margin states, less than a percent margin. If we are looking at the Republicans who win in Georgia, Brian Kemp, the governor, won by 7 in 2022. What do we know about him? He opposed Trump. Trump endorsed someone else in the primary, but at the end of the day, he's a traditional conservative, Brian Kemp. Brad Raffensperger, who I met, by the way, won also by, 7 or 8? Yeah, 8 in 2022. What do we know about him? A very much traditional conservative. They won by such good margins in 2022, while Trump lost here in 2020. Herschel Walker, a Trump candidate, lost here in 2022 in the Senate race. Asa Hutchinson, being a Southerner, being a traditional conservative, will take back the state of Georgia. So it all comes down to Wisconsin. Who do I think will win in Wisconsin? I think that Biden will win in Wisconsin by a very narrow margin. And I think that voter turnout, really all across the nation, but especially in like blue wall states, would be abysmal. I really don't think that white working class men in the Rust Belt would really have a candidate that they would be enthusiastic to vote for. But I do see Biden narrowly pulling out a win in Wisconsin. I mean, just because really no one knows who Asa Hutchinson is, he would have a hard time getting his name out there. And but yeah. So that wraps up the video. I do believe that Joe Biden would win very narrowly against Asa Hutchinson. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. That would help me a lot. And I will see you all next time. Thanks again.